Our tech tip segment on this edition of the show is a continuation from last edition, and today we'll look at the possible ways to prevent someone from spying on you. A mobile app of the week helps you commute from point A to point B seamlessly. And finally, we have a cool gift for you on our giveaway segment. This is Tech Trend, and I'm Chukwuemeka Agbata.
In the 20th annual RoboCup tournament that started on Thursday, June the 30th, some 3,000 robots and their handlers are battling it out in a series of robotics competitions, including a FIFA-sponsored football tournament.
The entire shell is 3D printed. Anybody can order it. And with just a couple of parts and motors, you can have a complete robot.
Not yet a threat to the professional soccer players, the robots manage to kick, or some just walk the ball into the net.
No. He's gonna score it before. Let's go. It's goal.
A professor in the University of Applied Sciences says he's confident a team of humanoid robot football players will beat the incumbent FIFA World Champions by 2050.
The aim of RoboCup is a long-dated, namely to build humanoid robots who can someday, well not someday, but in 2050, beat the incumbent FIFA World Champions.
But he also admits that it's a long way to go.
We have to solve many problems in order to play soccer with robots. Everything has to be right for kickoff. That is very similar to human soccer. So if you have forgotten to charge the batteries, then the robots cannot function.
Despite the lack of real fast-moving action on the pitch, an enthusiastic crowd cheers every goal. RoboCup 2016 is played on 70 pitches between 6 and 170 square meters big.
So, jetzt ist der Ball wieder nach Japan, das ja nach Nagoya, also da wo das alles begonnen. Eine Minute und Chile versucht nochmal hinauszukommen. Mal gucken, ob sie da noch eine Gelegenheit bekommen. Auf jeden Fall ist der Ball fixiert von der Nummer 2.
Das wollen wir natürlich nicht.
The crash that killed a Tesla driver when his car struck a tractor trailer is raising questions about the future of autonomous car travel. Mary Cummins, a professor at Duke University and the director of Duke Robotics, who has been researching driverless cars for years, said that the industry is moving too fast to deploy self-driving vehicles which don't account for driver inattention.
The well-known phenomenon, been very well documented across the years about just how poor our attention is when it comes to driving in what we consider to be boring situations, one of which is highway driving. We do know that the brakes of the car were never engaged, and so the car hit the truck at full speed, which is an indication that the driver was completely unaware.
The crash, which took the life of the 40-year-old Joshua David Brown of Ohio, occurred when the truck turned left across the 2015 Model S Tesla's path and the car's autopilot failed to slow down.
I think that this is a warning. It's a cautionary tale that I have been trying to get people to understand, that the worst combination is a partially automated car and an inattentive driver. And that's exactly what you're going to get when you have a car that can drive itself pretty well, but maybe not under all conditions. I think it's a nice toy. I would never want my teenager driver behind the wheel of a Tesla. I have an 8-year-old. I hope that by the time she's 16 that we have completely driverless cars on the road so that she's never behind the wheel either, because we're all bad drivers and we are all subject to human inattention.
The fatal crash has prompted a federal investigation of Tesla's autopilot system and has added to the uncertainty over whether the incident could put a roadblock in the way of wider deployment of automated driving systems.
I think the responsibility of manufacturers and these partially automated capabilities is to understand that human drivers will become inattentive almost immediately, and if the car does have limitations, particularly blind spots on highways, the onus is on the manufacturers to fix these problems.
Cummings, who warned against premature deployment of the technology at a Senate hearing earlier this year, said she believes self-driving cars will be beneficial in the long term, but that they should not be on the road before they are ready.
100% behind this technology. I think that it will absolutely be the future, and in 10 years, and in fact we will be a much safer society when the technology is much more mature and everyone is in a driverless car. Unfortunately, we're at that place in history where we're still in transition. Well, when accidents like this happen, I caution people to not have a knee-jerk reaction. Every time we have a catastrophic accident, things will improve, and so the systems will get better.
But for now, Cummings believes it's Tesla's responsibility to turn off the automated driving technology until it can be perfected. Tesla claims this is the first time such a crash has happened in about 130 million total miles of autopilot driving. Chinese tech firm Alibaba's internet-connected car will set the Chinese e-commerce giant up to quickly introduce driverless vehicle technology. Alibaba and the country's largest automaker, SAIC Motor Corporation, demonstrated their jointly developed car equipped with the Yunus operating system, which can link up with smartphones at an event in eastern China.
We believe driverless car is a pretty important field to explore and is one of the targets worth pursuing, something that has been decided by the system we developed, which is unquestionable. I think you'll quickly see driverless car technology resulting from this platform, but I can say this is the only way to drive a car. It is something we will develop, and I think these are two different things. But I believe there will be more and more technologies and platforms developed from this car.
Alibaba's founder and executive chairman Jack Ma expected cars in the future could have more functions that had no relations with traffic.
I think all cars should have driverless function in the future. But again, it doesn't mean that all cars in the future must be intelligentized. Cars will be the most important partner for humans for sure. Take today's mobile phones, for example. 80% of the mobile phone's functions have no relation with making phone calls or communication after adding operating system. We believe 80% of the car's functions in the future have no connection with traffic, so this path is an epoch-making start.
Among major tech companies, Alibaba is relatively late to offer a platform that can link a smartphone to a car, trailing platforms already launched by Alphabet's Google, Apple, and Baidu. But the race to commercialize driverless cars is far from over, with experts predicting that a fully autonomous car will not hit the market until 2020 or later.